Let's bring in our analyst standing by. National trial attorney Michael Jaafar is watching. Michael, it's good to have you on. Let's talk about Trooper Michael Proctor. He is now coming on day 22 of this trial. The Commonwealth didn't call him beforehand, but we've heard his name over and over as this problematic, sloppy investigation, as the defense would call it, and bad actor in terms of what he did with Karen Read's cell phone. Your thoughts on how they're doing so far and the fact that they haven't brought up those bad things yet in his direct?
I think they have to bring up the bad things in the direct because, like the analogy I gave, is when I was a kid, I'd get a bad report card. I learned that the best way to do it is to call my dad at his office and tell him about it. So by the time he got home, he wasn't as upset, right? I think they need to bring it up. I think they have no choice but to bring it up. They know the defense are going to bring it up, so why give them that courtroom moment? Why give them that grandiose moment of, hey, you know, look at what you did. You let the jury hear it from the defense, because the defense want to build some momentum because the case is going against them right now. So I think they have to bring these up. Other than that, I think his testimony is going okay. He's an investigator. He had no idea that he'd be on national TV with this. Just think about it. But for the fact that Karen Read accusing Brian Alpert and his company of a conspiracy, but for that, this case would not garner national attention. So you're basically looking at policing the way it would happen by a human being, making human being stupid, dumb mistakes and gross mistakes. He had no idea he would be here, and so he got caught. But I think other than that, I think this case is going against Karen Read.
All right, Michael. Well, thank you so much for that insight. We are going to get in a quick break right now, but don't go anywhere. All right, we're going to get in a quick break right now and bring in national trial attorney Michael Jaafar. He is still with us. Michael, been watching Proctor's testimony here. No real bombshells right now, just kind of going through his investigation, what we've seen, this Ring camera video, how he testified that there was no damage to John O'Keefe's car. What are you making of his testimony so far?
I think it's building up to the boring conclusion that Karen Read probably ran over John O'Keefe. It's probably that's just what I'm seeing, right? It's just leading up to that boring conclusion. I mean, sometimes the easiest answer is right in front of you, right? So his testimony, I don't know why by the way, I don't know why they haven't just blurted out and just asked them, hey, what about these text messages? I'm sure this man did not get a wink of sleep last night. He just sat up, looked at the ceiling, and just rehearsed his answer for hours. Just give the guy some release, ask him about this creepy, disgusting message that he sent, and just let him regurgitate his answer. But other than that, they're kind of letting him linger, but we'll see. It's still early. Maybe he might be testifying for another hour. We have no idea, but this testimony is just kind of leading up to the boring conclusion, in my opinion.
Yeah, Michael Jaafar, I think you were actually here in studio when we watched a forensic witness on the stand, and she had some issues where during the beginning of her work, she had some remediation. She had a problem with the microscopic hair. In that case, they got it out first. You couldn't even remember if you were paying attention to the testimony, because then they focused on the issue at hand, the hair that she'd found on Karen Read's vehicle. They're not doing that this way. You mentioned they probably should do it at the end. Do you think they'll do it as they are going through the Cellbrite and what was on her phone? We haven't gotten there yet.
I hadn't thought about it until you said it, Julia, but yeah, I think that would be the right time to bring it up, because at the end of the day, you bring it up, he addresses it. You've basically blunted the momentum of the defense on the cross, because now we've seen what the defense are doing. They're just putting in a bunch of innuendo, and it's not their case yet. So in fairness to them, they might have some bombshells of their own, right? So they can't tell the prosecution to bring in their own bombshells, right? They can just blunt what the prosecution is doing. But by bringing it up right away, you basically blunt the momentum of the defense, because you take off more of the innuendo and insinuations that you know are to come. And so maybe that would be the right time to bring it up, what you suggested.
We'll have to see what they do.
It's possible.
All right, Michael, thank you so much. More testimony from the Karen Read trial when we come back. Don't go away.